Welcome. You are now tuned into the Textually Active podcast.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Textually Active, your weekly dose of conversations about navigating the digital age while dealing with friendships, relationships, and all the ships in between. I'm Rezz, and I'm bringing you this quarantine podcast. I got Meezy with me.
What do you do?
And I got Y.O.U on the boards.
Yo.
And we're back. It's another Tuesday, y'all. Let's get hype. Let's get hype about something. It's Tuesday. You got air in your lungs. You got plans for the day, or you might not. Did you start FaceTiming yet? Did you brush your teeth? Let's get going.
None of the above.
How you guys feeling?
None of the above has happened. I haven't brushed my teeth. My shirt is inside out. That's because I just picked it up off the floor and put it on so we could do this. I ate a bowl of soup. That's it, bro. Nothing that I should do has happened today.
Okay. E, how you feeling?
What's today? I mean, I don't know. Every day feels the same. New day, same thing. I'm just trying to figure it out. Trying to get straight through it. That's it.
Yeah, I picked up a new skill. I've been ordering makeup with my Trump check. And yeah, so I've been having a great time playing dress up. Shout out to Trump. I mean, you know, you that nigga for real, because that 1,200 came on time. Let me tell you one thing. The whole thing, it ain't hit my bank account the way it should have, because, you know, adulting is real. Bills still come out. Fuck auto pay. But I got a piece of it. So that's all I got to say about that.
Just
damn, bro. That Trump check still sits, bro. I ain't even touched that.
I got to support some Black businesses, so I got some sugar scrub coming. I've been tipping the DJs and the trainers on Instagram Live.
Wow.
I've been sliding a little 5 here, a little 5 feel like somebody grandma. Here, baby. Here, take that, baby. There you go. Thank you for your service.
All right, what's the increments? I need to know. What's the increments?
What, for tipping?
Yeah, how much are you giving them?
One, you know how when you get like a Uber Eats delivery or something, or you finish your Uber drive and they give you like the 135, that's the increments for me. I don't know about everybody else. Everybody talking about they ain't get a Trump check because they making more than 75,000. That ain't me. I need y'all to know that right now. So that's what my tips look like on Instagram. But it adds up.
Could have wasted that bad boy on some quality OnlyFans, bro.
What, the $5?
What? That $5 for the month, and you can unsubscribe when the month over, because once you see it once, you don't really need to see it that too many times. You could have had a good $5 for 30 days going off. That shit would have been lit.
$5 on OnlyFans.
One time is fine with me.
Right. All I need, bro. That's it. You see her one time. That's all you need.
And she's showing you all the moves.
All the moves.
So, quarantine is not getting the best of me. I'm staying active. I'm doing the things I need to be doing. I'm attending all the parties still, you know, just doing the damn thing. But let's go ahead and jump into this week's episode. You know, with the quarantine and everything going on, the social distancing, it's a lot of things that have been misconstrued. You can't really talk to people the way that you normally do. As you can see, the flow of the podcast is a little different. We have to do it virtually as opposed to meeting on our scheduled date. And, you know, things get a little confused. So, you know, conflicts will arise, but it's all about how you get those things solved, like with people. So I wanted to talk about conflict resolution today with the guys, because we had to go through it together or separately. And I'm here.
All right, so what you didn't really kind of add to that is basically you guys will be going or listening and I guess witnessing this kind of in real time. All right, so you know we'll be kind of let's having a general conversation, because we all know that things will just get a little bit weird when you're not able to see your friends. And at the end of it all, it's all love, and we just miss each other for real. That's it.
I can concur, bro. It's just, you know, niggas is Niggas is trying to maintain, bro. Niggas is just trying to cope the best way they know how to cope. The quarantine is trash. Like, even if it's like still your regular everyday type thing, it's still trash. Something about it just feel weird. Everything about it is weird.
It's weird when you have to wake up every day and you're not really sure what your schedule is going to be. I think a couple episodes ago, I think it was like the first episode when we had to do the virtual episode, we talked about how I am as a friend as opposed to how Meezy is as a friend. I'm a open book. I'm calling you all the time. I need you to be there. I need you to be responsive. Meezy, on the other hand, is not so responsive. And me being me, it can come off as though I'm not being cared about or thought about or just no attention at all. So this week we ran into an issue where, you know, I hit Meezy up, the Trump check dropped, we talked, we chatted, you know, Meezy gave me his brim to talk to on FaceTime, but that was cool. Whatever. I'll take what I can get at this point. And then on Saturday, you know, when we normally go to do the pod, I hit Meezy up, crack of dawn, no response. I'm like, all right, bet my bro worked third shift. Maybe he tired. Round 7, 8, Meezy on Twitter talking about Duce and Rose. Now me, I know when I'm not being responded to or when I'm being ignored. So I just kept it rolling. And I was like, well, I guess I'm just not going to get a response to this text I sent early in the morning. And to keep it real, me and Meezy ain't spoke since. So here we are.
We're here.
Doing the podcast in real time.
Doing a podcast in real time. Because, honestly, bro, I feel like this is some real shit, bro. This is probably what's happening to a lot of people. A lot of people are doing this. It's quarantine. You don't feel the same as you usually would feel. You're not doing the shit that you usually do the way you usually do it. A lot of people are getting a break from their routines, like their everyday routines. You don't have to wake up in the morning and go to an office. You don't have to get up in the morning and make the kids breakfast and make sure everybody gets to school. You don't have to get up at a regular time and make sure everything is okay. So I feel like this is a discussion we can have in real time just because it feels real. It's real and it's true and it's honest. Even though it's centered around quarantine, it's finally a chance to not have to talk about all the bullshit that's going on with quarantine because everything on your social media has been Trump checked, quarantine, when we get back outside and outside open up and fucking why is Teddy Riley putting on a whole fucking show behind it?
Coachella.
Riley Cheddar. So it's just nice to have something else to talk about for once. Riley. Even if it is on the side of adversity.
It's Raleigh Fest.
Oh, Riley Fest. Got you.
Raleigh Festival. So from your viewpoint and things, how do you go into talking about how you navigate through the quarantine when people are trying to reach out to you? Because I think, honestly, I think it's a conversation to be had because from my viewpoint, I know how to respect somebody's space and somebody's time. Like just because somebody is on social media doing their thing, it doesn't mean that they're wanting to be social, if that makes sense. I know it sounds terrible, but some people get on social media to just dump in a way. And they're not necessarily ready to talk to people one-on-one because that requires a little bit more energy. Like if you get on social media, you go post what you want to post and reply to the comments. It's not directly at it. It's not directly to you. It's at whatever you post. You know what I mean? So from your viewpoint, I can respect where you're coming from because, you know, that's two different things.
Right. But it's just really one of those things where it's like, bro, it's like a pattern, I guess. I wouldn't say an addiction, but it's like a pattern of like when your phone doesn't ring as like nobody's really hitting you. It's just you get into the cycle of this is how it is. And then, you know, Friday, for instance, it happened to be that I worked that night. So when I got off, I stayed up all day Friday because this is a weird, humble phrase, and I hate to say it, but I kind of went viral on Twitter on Friday. So I spent the day trying to reply to all of the the comments because I felt like that was my moment and that was my time to, get the promotion out that I needed to get because that was there. So I ended up staying up all day until it was time for me to go to work, which is at midnight. So then I got to work. I ended up having to sit at work all night. I usually get to walk around and do all this shit, but I got to sit down. So that was me like finishing up all the comments. So when I got off that morning, I like was completely tired. And I like sat down I ate breakfast, sat down on the couch, and I'm like finishing the replies because it's still jumping. And I fell asleep and Jazz like made me get up and go to bed. And so I go to bed and like I didn't even realize what time it was. And when I woke up, it was like 4:00 in the afternoon.
On
so
Friday.
I'm like, oh shit. So I seen a text message. We got a group text for TA and a group text, and it's just like, yo. And that was it. So in my mind, I'm like, oh well, these guys, they didn't push the issue of what we about to do with TA. I feel like maybe they gonna take the day and chill about it. So I was like, well, since they ain't never really saying nothing much more, I was like, well, I guess it's one of those, and I don't want to be the guy that ruins the Saturday with trying to do work. I didn't know what they had going on. So I was like, if the issue arises between now and fucking time to go to bed, it's like, bro, we can get it done, bang, 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 but I'm not going to be the guy to interrupt whatever the fun is. And I didn't want to be that guy, especially because it was a day that I would have loved to keep.
So did you ever communicate that to us, or were we just left to sit with our yo and your in the group chat?
I never said anything, but I didn't want to be the guy to like try to force this on y'all and like Meezy's the work first, play second guy, which nobody thinks. But it's just like I didn't say anything, but I figured if they were really gonna push it, they would have pushed it a little bit more than yo. So that's what it was.
You sound like the kid who hears the music playing on Sunday morning. You hear the Aretha, you hear the Isley Brothers, you hear the Whitney Houston soulful music playing, and you just lay in the bed like, well, maybe.
Oh, big facts, bro.
Maybe,
if I don't have to do it.
Maybe if I don't say nothing, maybe if I don't move in this room, they won't push the issue.
Right. Especially because you seen me yesterday. We could have did this yesterday.
Right.
Yeah, big facts.
So I think it turns into an issue of us having to be the bad guy oftentimes because, you're the guy with the schedule. I'm not going to work. Eric works for himself and you got the schedule. So a lot of the times it's me and E reaching out to you to get this done. And sometimes it comes off as if you don't want to do it. And I'm not one to chase. I don't run. My shins start to hurt when I run. It's something about my knees and it hurts. So I'm not one to chase. So that's why yesterday when we were supposed to record, I left it at what it was. I was like, well, this has been a pattern going on for the last 2-3 weeks. Ever since we left the lab, which is another issue, we don't have a set time where we record or day. At least when we had the lab, we could say, all right, Friday, 6:00, we're going to be there. We're going to go live, XYZ. We're going to talk about whatever we feel like talking about. But I think, yesterday came to like, a point where I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna just see how this goes. I'm just let this play out. I'm a little fed up with it, but we just going to see how this goes. And, to be honest, it went the way I thought it would go. And I think that speaks a lot to my conflict resolution style.
I thought it was just a chalk up to my consistency, bro. That's one thing I try to be in life. Is very, very consistent, bro. I try to let all of my actions speak for themselves, so you already know what you're dealing with when it comes to me. It's one of those things where it's more so like if we keep this is like the routine. And I feel like we all know that this is the routine.
Yeah.
We come up with this thing. We're going to do this thing. Somebody reminds me that we're about to do this thing. And then I do it. I show up and I do it. That's the thing.
I think it's the reminder piece that really gets to me.
But the thing about the reminder piece is that there isn't there isn't a set day. There's never a reminder when it's regular. So for the last couple of weeks, we've been doing TA it's been on Zoom and it's been digitally. We've been separate from each other. And so one day it was Friday. The next day I was like, yo, can we do this tomorrow? Because I'm working tonight. And it became a Saturday, but it never became a set Saturday thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I I didn't press the issue about it being a Saturday. Last week, I really didn't want to record any, period. It was really a really down week. And I'm like, bro, at some point, we should really just take a break in general. Like just that week. Like just take a break that week. Take some time away from TA. Because trying to entertain people during this quarantine is trash. Because you got to put on this fake energy that you don't feel about. And I know Rezz has. Cause I have commended Rezz for trying to push through this thing. Rezz is on Instagram lives at 12:30 in the middle of the night, being entertaining for something. So it was just one of those things where I was like, if we could stop this for a week. Just to reevaluate how this is gonna go, and it never happened. So I was like, you know what? Maybe this was the week that they tried since they didn't push. But apparently, I was wrong. And,
I think you said a thing. You said that you think your actions speak for themselves, but I think when you look at somebody's actions, it leaves a lot to be misunderstood. I think it's easier for you to be able to communicate and say, yo, this week, it ain't it. It ain't it. Even if that goes into having a plan behind it, this week ain't it. Maybe we could put something out saying that we're taking a break as opposed to just ghosting, because that doesn't get anything solved. And it leaves us sitting there well, we don't know what Meezy wants to do at this point in time. I completely understand. It's hard coming in here. That's why you see me, if you watching on YouTube, I try to do my hair. I try to put some makeup on. I try to put a new shirt on to make me feel better about it. My whole thing every day is to get up and do something. I write down a routine. My routine, my list be dumb as hell. It be all right, boom. We gonna wake up. We gonna eat breakfast. We gonna wash up. We gonna work out, cook, wash the dishes, cook again, wash the dishes, plan dinner, sit down on the couch, look at Instagram for an hour. My routine is stupid, but at least I have something to look forward to. I know at 4:00, I'm going to sit down on the couch and stretch and roll around and FaceTime somebody. It's something to look forward to. But as far as doing the podcast, I know it's a routine, but in order to keep it successful and in order to keep things rolling, we have to communicate. I can't just base it off of your actions, because if I base it off of your actions, I would assume that you don't want to do it.
But I said that last week, and I even started last week's show off with I don't want to be here this week. I literally started the show. I said that in the pre-production meeting, and then I said I'm starting the show off by saying this.
You did.
Just so you knew what type of vibe I was on. Because it was one of those things where to be honest, bro, I don't think I've listened to TA since the quarantine started.
Mm.
And it's been one of those things where I don't think it's not the fact that it's we not doing it live. It's just the content is being repetitive. We only get to talk about what we seen online. And the thing about it is it's cool. We could try to force having a real conversation about real life, real relationships and friendships and all that other shit in between. But it's bro, it don't feel as good because every once in a while somebody's gotta say, what'd you say? In the middle of a really good conversation. So I was trying to say that last week when I'm nah, we can't do this. Maybe we should take a week off. But it was more so, it was nah, we gotta keep putting something out. So I just, I mustered up the effort and was all right, let me get ready, let me put this together, and I'm gonna sit here and let's do it. And it's but then it becomes this thing where it's all right, if we gonna do this, let's do it. So I then didn't know if we was gonna do it this week. So I apologize for not assuming we probably finna do this. Let me hit them and see if we're gonna do this. I didn't do that, but I just felt like mostly if we gonna do something, y'all let me know we about to do this. And I honestly hate the small talk that comes around with a lot of this. And it's not just this, it's just like the small talk of, hey, look, hey, I hate, like, my job has this way of hitting you and saying, hey, I need you to do me a favor. It's like, bro, just ask me what you need to do and then give me the option to say yes or no to it around it. Like, I don't need the small talks. And it's like, bro, just hit me with what you need when you need it and where you want it done, so I can get it done, bro.
I think one of the biggest skills, and this is something that a lot of people put on their resume, is being adaptable. And I think we have shown that we're able to adapt to the situation. This is a new situation, but with all things, I think the format of Textually Active is going to change with the climate of the environment. People aren't so much focused on relationships and situationships and dating and shit. Ain't no dating. You fucking the same nigga that you done met or had met or been laying down with, and you got the same friends that you been had because you ain't going outside to meet nobody.
I feel like that's a false fucking narrative, bro. I think this is some shit that people are just saying because it's true. I don't think it's that. Like, we've been laughing at people for going outside and doing all this shit, even though we're supposed to be staying at home. But these are people that are still being regular. Like, think about a regular work day. You wouldn't be spending time with E like as much. Or if you was dating some nigga, you wouldn't see him during the week. Now you sitting at home and you really getting to know a person. Every day I wake up, I don't think this relationship with me and Chaz is about to last. And I don't know if it's because of what I did or mostly because of what I didn't do. So it's one of those things where it's like you're really in a place where you're learning the people you love or want to be with, or the people you truly want to keep in your life for the rest of the time. I feel like that's a false narrative that people have created just because we are what seems to be stuck in the house. Niggas is going to the grocery store. Niggas is doing a bunch of shit. They not stuck in the house trying to figure this shit out.
Yeah, so I kind of just wanted to add a couple of things. So, I feel like for millennials, we kind of are told that, hey, like, we have a hard time communicating with each other, right? A lot of times we're stuck behind the screen, we're thumb warriors or thumb thugs or whatever you want to call it. Like, we're that generation. And a lot of times, when it comes to conflict resolution, we really kind of stick to, like, I'm going to, like, demolish the other person. You know what I mean? Like, that's where it really kind of, like, stems from a lot of times. And I think what it is that sometimes, like everyone's perception is their reality, right? And the thing is, we can't tell other people to how they need to respond to what you're giving them, if that makes sense. Right. I don't know if that's a textual alert, but I'm going to take that. You know what I'm saying? But so basically, when you mention, like, hey, like, you're being consistent by saying, like, you're, allowing someone to kind of say, hey, like, to remind you and stuff like that. But if you look at it from the opposite end, it's kind of like, all right, like, it comes off as it's a task. When something is essentially is coming up every single time, and we've been doing this for over 2 years now, that when me, I don't like taking days off unless we are planning this stuff out well in advance. And that's probably to a fault of my own, right? And that's something that I can definitely, kind of, I should be looking into a little bit more to kind of say, hey, like, I'm realizing, like, we're getting kind of stiff. Like, let's take off. And that's my bad. And I'll own that. But it's one of those things that we have to be in a place where we have to over communicate with each other about what's going on. And the thing is, like, I can't read no one's mind. Like, my main, like, everyone else has, like, other things or other priorities that are higher than, of course, like this podcast, or for the listeners, like, for them, they have other priorities above even listening or watching the podcast. But the thing is, if you have that open line of communication, nothing can be misconstrued, right? And the thing is, unless we kind of say, hey, we are going to take off, we know that it's probably going to happen, and we're probably going to record. So it's like, if we don't hear something, it's kind of one of those things like, all right, well, let me kind of put a feeler out. You know what I mean? Or if someone, and again, know that you work overnight and all that good stuff, but it's like if you're up all night and then you finally get a moment to rest, right? And that's like we hate your job and we want you to get out of there as quickly as possible, but we know that like if you fall asleep, you fall asleep, and it is what it is. But when that one moment when you're taking a piss or you gotta go get something to eat and you see the message, just like like I fell asleep, like what's the plan? That's just the small things that people can do in order to try to like prevent conversations like this.
True.
I agree. So I guess just be open with communication during this time, because it's hard. I think a lot of people are focused on survival and surviving this, getting through everything. We don't know when this is going to be over. Trump is saying May 1st, but who knows? Florida has a different agenda. I think they're opening up beaches this week. So, we just got to make it through.
Yeah, Florida is wilding.
They are.
It's crazy out here, though. Well, I mean, it's I don't know, bro. I feel like I don't know. It sounds crazy to us to think that, but that might be their way of trying to like make everything back to regular. You never know. They want to make this feel like this transition real quick, and so you never know.
Some people are calling to remove Florida from the United States because of the way that they're handling this action. I think Florida was the last state to shut down, and they want to be the first state to open back up. To be honest, I don't know if Florida even shut down to begin with.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the crazy shit is when you like. I've been realizing this every time you see a report and you see a story about something. It's very New York based.
Yeah,
it's very centered around New York. It's very centered around California. It's not like taking into account of the rest of the country, bro. Like the case, I don't know those stories behind if the cases in Florida are that bad because it happened during spring break. So a lot of kids went to Florida, and they don't even live in Florida. So then they had to go home with it. But it's like a thing where it's like Florida may be all right. Like, and we just taking what they give us and these New York ass with 6 million people in New York, and they taking it like that. It's like, bro, the rest of the country don't look like this.
Dog, they said that WWE is an essential business. Like, I just need someone to walk me through the mindset. Just walk me.
Everything entertainment has been essential. You think the niggas that program Netflix ain't been having to go to work? Somebody got to upload these movies.
The only way to get to the bottom of this is to speak to somebody who's actually in the trenches of the state called Florida. So I know a person that we can really get to the bottom of this Florida.
Oh, you got the plug, bro?
Yeah, I got the plug for the Florida controversy. We need to get to the bottom of what's really going down in Florida. Let's go ahead and call her up.
Pull the plug up, bro. See what's up.
And we're back with somebody who currently lives in the state called Florida. Give it up for Tiffany. Some of you may remember her from our Christmas episode 2 Christmases ago. She was here. She's my best friend. And she currently lives in the state known as Florida.
I said some real embarrassing shit.
Yeah, you fucked Santa Claus.
I said some real shit. I didn't fuck him. I got a free meal, though. I'm about the eats. You're the Olive Garden.
Santa Claus was breaking that bread off.
Unlimited salad, bitches. Unlimited salad and food.
Okay.
Worth it. That's worth it. Shit.
Every time.
So the rest of the country is looking at Florida a little shady. They're peeking over their sunglasses like, come on, girl. What's going on, girl? Florida has opened the beaches. They claim WWE wrestling essential, and the governor doesn't know how to put on a face mask. So what's really going on down there?
I mean, I'm not a local. As you can, so I can't speak for them. As you can see, my black ass is in these 4 walls. I ain't been nowhere but Walmart and to the farmer's market. I'm not out here playing with these people. You think I'm going to the beach? No, I'm not. But I will say, if I'm trying to run off some kind of logic, I'm trying to do a little something. Florida's a tourist state, and there's people out here and down here. So people go to the beach, and that's how a lot of people make money. So I'm assuming that's what it's all about. But it doesn't make sense. It's dumb. I'm at home.
Have you
Florida folks is crazy.
Encountered anybody from Florida who doesn't seem to have their mind all the way there? And
everybody who I know, we're all in the same kind of wavelength. They ain't on that bullshit. But I know there's some niggas who's out here on the block still. They're out here chilling. They're out here gathering, getting together. I can't speak for them. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know anybody personally who's out here like, I don't give a damn. That's not. I don't know anybody.
How would you feel if they actually took the time to remove Florida from the United States and you guys became your own territory?
You guys, bitch, I'm jumping ship. If they decide they want to do their own thing, I'm out. Because first of all, it's a red state. And I'm not Miss Politics, but I know that means they don't like niggas, for sure. And I know that about Florida for certain. So, nah, I'm out. I'm out easy.
And we know that ain't even gonna happen. Motherfuckers can't get passports now. You think niggas are gonna get passports to go to Miami on Spirit?
You right.
Niggas is not doing that.
That was one thing that everybody said too about Florida. They was like, y'all talking all this shit about Florida right now. Keep that same energy when Miami open back up.
Yes.
That's real.
Carnival is a thing. I'm out there.
Niggas is ready to be sitting outside with them fucking Sugar Factory smoke drink.
I'm ready. So just like that with this bag. I'm ready.
So you've been following the rules of the quarantine and staying in the house. What are you going to do if they open everything back up? Are you going to be hitting the streets, hitting the beaches?
I'm going to be doing what I was doing before the quarantine. And that's sitting my ass right here. It's not going anywhere. I don't want that. First of all, I don't want that fresh batch of air, fresh batch of whatever they got going on. They can all have that first set. They can have the second wave too. Catch me on the third one. You catch me around July. That's all I know. I'm waiting for until July, and then I'm back in these streets. I got a 30th birthday that's getting celebrated, and it won't be via Zoom. So I'm back in the streets for July.
I got a question. You said you went to the farmer's market. How does this work?
It was a small farmer's market. So like they had it sectioned. They had it working right. Everybody had on masks and gloves. We stood 6 feet away from each other, except for the person I came with because we was already breathing the same air. But the person I was with, we was still, side by side. What difference does that mean? But everybody else, I was 6 feet.
They said
it's weird.
And we left it, and it was a minimum of like 10 people. It was 10 people at a time, and we was all like 6 feet apart.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. We didn't just, running above. No.
So how long have you been in Florida?
It's going on 3 years. I can't believe I've been here this long. 3 years in August.
Has your mindset changed any way due to the heat and the humidity? Because my theory is that it's too hot down there for people to function and think the way that they should. I know that you have a solid root because your upbringing. It's a strong foundation. So it's going to take a little longer than 3 bitch ass years to get you into the Florida mentality. But have you noticed the change in yourself as far as like being more open-minded and thinking as a Floridian?
I think I've changed, but I think that's just personal growth. I don't think it has anything to do with Florida. The changes I've made, if I was in California, Louisiana, Wisconsin, if I still had the same experiences that I had while I was here, I feel like it'd be the same growth. Nothing Florida specific. I mean, I will never date a white man again, but I don't know if that could have happened anyway. I don't know if that's Florida or what, but I'm never dating a white man again. So that's that.
Why?
Bro, she told us the cultural differences was too much for her, bro. She said that shit was trash.
And so you have to get right with somebody.
Yeah, they didn't even know what a bonnet was.
You know what? It's not even that. It's not even that. You know what it is for real? Because they all itching to say nigga. They're all just itching to say it. And you know what? Right here. They're all right. They're just waiting for the opportune time. They're just waiting for like, oh, I was drunk or I was mad. No, I ain't mean it like that. They're all just waiting to say it. And that's why I'm good. No, thank you.
Stupid. I'm not going to let you get the chance.
And that's that on that. So today we talked about conflict resolution and we've been talking a lot about how we resolve issues, specifically between me and Meezy, because we're two separate types of friends. I FaceTime you every day. I expect a response. I'm texting you. I'm checking in. And I'm a little clingy. Meezy's a little standoffish, and we have our issues. But can you speak into how you deal with conflict resolution between friends?
Sure. I think we can speak to conflict resolution. We've been friends for over 10 plus years. And it all hasn't been giggles and sunshine and rainbows and kisses. Not the whole time. So, how to speak to conflict resolution? Speaking my truth and just, not being afraid to say things in that moment. And just having the tough conversations, especially if it's someone who I do consider a friend. Like, there should be no off limits when it comes to things. This is how I'm feeling. This is what's up.
I'm a prideful bitch. You know my pride.
Yeah.
I stand
You're not going to say nothing. You're going to let them choke on it. You're not going to say nothing.
I'm not one to just be like, you know what? This is how I feel. I just push it under the rug. So I think it goes into a lot about how you communicate and your communication styles.
My old soft cancer ass. I want to get, like, if I care about you, I just want to get back to a good place. Like, if I got to say it first, what the fuck ever, I don't care. Sorry, I keep cursing. If I have to say it first, then that's fine with me. Like, at a certain point with people, if I love you, the pride goes out the window for me. Like, because it doesn't serve you, and it doesn't serve me at the end of the day, because I'm not saying something to you, and I know I want to say something to you. I know I want to get in a better place with you. I know I care about you, and we're not in a good place. So if I have to say it, okay, I'm going to say it. What does that matter? Okay.
That's true.
And I know you're not going to say it. So I'm like, I know she's not saying it. I know she's not going to say it. I know she wants to, and that's the thing. I know that bitch up here missing me too. So I'm just going to say something to her.
Yeah.
And then she got, well, fuck her. I'm going to delete the stuff. Delete, block in that order, and we're going to keep it rolling. But for right now, I know I want to talk to my friends. So I'm going to talk to my friend, whether we're in a good place or not, whether if it's something tough to say or not, I'm going to say it to my friend.
Meezy, I wanted to retweet some of your tweets yesterday, but I didn't.
You did.
Nah.
That's how far you went.
Meezy, I wanted to go to the Manny Fresh party yesterday, but I ain't come because you was there.
It was short though, bro. It wasn't even worth it, bro. By the time we got in there good, the police showed up and shut it down.
I wanted to go to D Nice party too, but it was corny because you was there, so I didn't go.
Now you just shooting at me, bro. I've been watching a lot of RuPaul Drag Race. I got the shady in me now.
Have you?
What?
Sure. You stay? Sassy away?
Not Sassy away. I've been watching. Yes. Yes. I've been watching. I've been binging it. I just got done with season 8. You know what I'm saying? I don't really fuck with Bob. I don't fuck with Bob. He was corny.
No.
I was a Chi-Chi fan. Chi-Chi was my dog.
With that.
Chi-Chi was my dog. Chi-Chi was my dog. But I got a little shade. I'm gonna let you slide with the shade today.
All right. We letting that slide.
Away. That was it.
We rolling with it. Let's go ahead and slide into our baby makers since we slide and we slip and slide records. Listening to a lot of
slip and slide
hot boy shit.
That's crazy that you said that. It's crazy that you said that. This week, the baby maker, I ain't even have one prepared to tell you the truth, bro. I've been really living in quarantine, not trying to do shit. But this week, you are now tuned in to WMEZ. This week on the baby maker, we've got You by Reggie Becton. You by Reggie Becton here on WMEZ.
Textually active.
That was Reggie Becton. The song was called You. That has been added to your baby maker playlist. If you want to hear more songs like that while you're trying to get your sneaky freak on here in this quarantine, be sure to go to your favorite streaming service, which is Tidal, Apple Music, or Spotify. Type in Textually Active Podcast. The baby maker playlist should show up. If it don't, just DM us. We'll slide you that link, and you too can see if you can get to the end without pulling out. Here. WMEZ.
Oh my.
Textually active.
All right, this is the time where we give you guys something funny that we seen on the timeline. Pull your memes out. I'm gonna let one of y'all go first. What y'all got?
I'll go first because I'm kind of dealing with this, but I also feel the same way about it. It's in my car started making noises. I turned the music up. Bitch, you not getting this 1200.
True.
I can feel that actually.
Same.
Yeah.
Or 937 in my case. All right, Tiffany, what you got?
Okay. I guess mine wasn't funny.
That's okay.
You don't gotta be funny. I just, you know what I'm saying? I ain't really going through no hardships like that. So I try to keep it lighthearted.
With this quarantine going on, I've been trying to better myself with the time I have off. So here it is. Anyone who has grown mentally, physically, or spiritually knows that growth is not found in comfort.
That's true.
So I think that's been helping me through this time and just thinking about getting on the other side of this uncomfortable situation.
A word.
All right, so for me, it's not really a meme, but it's now my new way of life. So from here on out, I will be channeling my inner baby face, and if some shit is the ghetto, you just won't see me ever again.
I like it.
All right, and mine comes from my good associate, sometimes friend. You know, in this moment, you never know on Twitter. With this lady, Dr. Titty 43. This lady had a word. If you could end COVID-19 by sacrificing a part of the United States, which state would you choose, and why Florida?
You know, I don't claim them, so fuck this place.
Shout out to Dr. Titty, yo. That's my nigga. Something wrong with her.
There ain't no loyalties over here. You know, I move with the money. So if something comes through, I'm out.
Nah, I can't relate. I fuck with the tray. I like it here. This is my jam. One other thing that I want to touch on, I want to ask you guys, who would have won the battle if the battle would have went down? Teddy Riley or Babyface? Let me give y'all a little refresher of what we got.
Okay, yeah.
So, Teddy Riley, his songs are My Prerogative, Make It Last Forever, Blackstreet No Diggity, Piece of My Love, SWV Right Here, and he had Michael Jackson, Remember the Time. Now, when we slide up on my boy Babyface, he had Mary J. Blige, Not Gonna Cry, Whitney Houston, Exhale, Bobby Brown, Don't Be Cruel, Drew Hill, We're Not Making Love Anymore, Boys and Men 2, I'll Make Love to You, and TLC, Baby, Baby, Baby.
Teddy was down 3 last night, and they didn't even get the battle, bro. He was finna smoke Teddy Riley in a minute. Like, I think the technical difficulties saved Teddy Riley.
My confidence.
I don't know if I agree. Me and my social media, I'm on and off with it, and I wasn't too last night, so I wasn't disappointed by the technical difficulties. I think I was sleeping, but Teddy with that new Jack Swang, y'all missing out on a whole lot of cuts, a whole lot of hits. So I think I would, if shit was moving and grooving, and he wasn't worried with like the Coachella performance, I saw people were calling it. I would have been down with Teddy.
Teddy was getting ready to give us this.
That's the bag I was feeling right now. If you're looking for an up. You trying to move?
He was going to give us the snap and the roll. He had the background dancer.
Honey.
Nah, bro. Babyface was giving us a little 2-step groove in there, though. You know what I'm saying? He was there, and he was working off the spirit of Toni Braxton. She was.
There's Aaron Hall cuts in there. There's Ellis. I'm just saying, there's so many songs, so many cuts that we're not guy. Come on, we gotta get out of here. I know what y'all talking about. I get it. So I love you, Mr. Edmonds too. Babyface right here, but I'm just saying.
I was confident. I was super confident into Babyface, as strong, as much as confident as his Wi-Fi that he had in that fucking in that live because
That was
his
that
joint-
5G. That's why he had COVID.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
anyone can do it. Anyone could do it if Babyface made it. That's all I gotta say.
I'm going for Teddy. I think Teddy would have washed him for the simple fact they had the production. It would have been some points going for that performance if he would have been allowed the chance to do it. He just needed the right people in his corner, and he was gonna fuck the game up with Babyface. Now,
And that was karma. That was karma.
Yeah.
That was him trying to be greedy. That nigga was trying to stream it on Instagram after we told him not to put it on his site. Then this nigga gonna turn around and try to put it on his site.
I think if we do it, we gonna get charged this time because Babyface ain't coming back to that shit. He is not coming back. That shit
What
ain't
else he
happening.
got to do?
Bro, he had COVID. He gotta be getting his rest.
Oh, he was sick?
Yes.
Yeah, him and his
He
family.
just got over that.
Him and his family were.
How much
had-
energy do it take to tap a button or two and play your cuts? Come on now. You can just make a playlist and hit play. I don't want to hear
Tiffany,
that.
you didn't see his face though.
Riley
I'm
that.
not trying to.
Tell Teddy Riley
I'm gonna
that.
let him be great. I'm gonna let him be great.
You didn't see his face, Tiffany. He was not. He's not coming back. I can tell you that for damn sure. Babyface is not doing that again.
Them niggas stopped the battle at 10:11 and said we gonna be back at 10:30. Babyface shook his head like, no, we not. And then put out a message that said, "We not coming. I'm not coming back."
I've never watched any of these battles. How long do they typically last?
It's like 2 hours.
Depending on who it is, a long fucking time.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't know. I'm sorry, y'all.
They should have started the battle at 1 p.m. on Saturday. We wasn't doing nothing. Come on now. Y'all know y'all old. At y'all old
Did he have a
age.
dry run, like a sound check before he did it?
They did, but it was the whole thing got weird. It got weird quick. It was a lot going on. Babyface was just sitting there calm. Tony Braxton was in the bedroom waiting on him to come back. It was wild.
Tyrese had a moment where he said, "Throw the tile in."
I definitely saw. Okay, I caught that. I saw a lot of angry tweets from Tony Braxton as well. I guess the people were outraged.
It's all right. I don't think we're gonna get that moment back again.
They said Monday. Well, yesterday.
Okay, so we'll
It happened
see
yesterday.
it. We'll see it. We'll be tuned in. I hope they can get it together. I hope they're practicing on a burner Instagram account. But
You're stupid.
But this has been another episode of Textually Active. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for your continued support. I mean, we sat up here and poured our heart out. Don't judge us based on the way that we handle our conflicts, but this is how we do it. This is not therapy, but it's therapeutic for me, Meezy, and everybody out there listening. So fuck with us. We fuck with y'all. Follow us on Instagram at Textually Active Pod. We're on Twitter at Textually Act Pod, and we're on Facebook at Textually Active Pod. We'll see y'all next Tuesday. Thank you, Tiffany, for coming on.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for having me.
And make sure you Tiffany's
They're
not
safe in Florida.
She's not active on social media, but you can find her at Beautiful.
Yeah, or Sassy Pants.
Sassy Pants. Okay.
Pants. Yeah.
Yes.
That's me. I think it's two different words. Hell fine now. That's what I'm saying. I'm not very active. So don't even.
All right, y'all. We'll see you next Tuesday. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Textually Active podcast. This podcast is a full-service production from the Open Media Lab. Be sure to check in every Textual Tuesday along with following them on all social media at Textually Active Pod. Textually Active is a part of the Open Media Network.